I just wanted to make an awkward moment of silence.
You know what?
Like Trey Songz said, I only once had an awkward moment, but only because I wanted to. Welcome back to another episode of the How'd I Get Here
What song
pod.
was that? What
Trey
line
Songz,
from what song was that?
Trey Songz said it.
But what line, what song?
Yeah,
Like, that's a random ass bar that like only you would think of.
Yeah.
All right.
Welcome back to another episode of the How'd I Get Here podcast, the podcast for positivity, progression, and finding your own path. It's Mr. Brown, broken guapo, 10 toes down, big head up. I'm here to turn shit up because we don't know how to turn down.
Hey, yo. It's your boy Spence, Mr. 20%, wealth strategist, King Aquarius, all that fun stuff. And this evening on the How'd I Get Here podcast, we have the lovely Jovi. I got an intro for y'all. I'm going to say it wrong. This is based off Instagram, right? It's the Togis Empress. Togolese Empress. LIU Brooklyn grad with a BA in sports science with a minor in exercise psychology, D1 cross country track and field athlete, professional dancer, choreographer, and probably the most vibrantly energized person I've ever met. Yo, give it up for Jovi.
Hello. Thank you for such a lovely intro there.
You know what I'm saying? I'll do what I can.
We love that.
And what he can't.
What?
Oh, no.
Hey.
So tell the people who you are, how'd you get here, a little bit about yourself, your journey. Welcome.
Thank you. How'd you get here?
I love it.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jovi Simpini. Like Spence said,
Yeah.
I am Togolese. I was born and raised in Togo, West Africa. Came to America when I was 6 years old. Lived in Connecticut. Went to school at LIU Brooklyn for sports science. Was a D1 track athlete, dancer, choreographer. That's when I really got into dancing. Was when being African was cool, because it wasn't always cool. So back in high school and middle school, I was bullied a lot for being African. So I wasn't really too proud to be African, to be honest. And then when I went to college, everyone was like, "Oh, you African?" I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Oh, I like that." I was like, "Oh, yeah, you like me?" I said, "Oh, it's cool. You like me?"
You so ethnic.
Right? So, yeah, I am.
You exotic.
Okay.
Come
I
here.
was going to say that.
You exotic.
You're exotic. Yes. So I really tapped into my culture then. That's when I really got into, I've been dancing all my life. Born dancing. Everyone in my family dances. When I came to America, I joined like every dance team, every drill team. And that's one thing that actually stopped me from getting bullied. When people saw that I could dance, it was like, "Oh, she's that African girl, but she could dance."
She
like,
African, but she
could
could
dance.
two-step.
Right. So, the jokes kind of subsided, still wasn't, good. But, at the end of the day, that's something that, really helped me to get the naysayers away. So I tapped into that. Being in New York opened up plenty doors for me. Met other dope Africans who got me into really, really serious training with African dances and different styles, because every country has different styles, and everyone doesn't know that. Everyone thinks it's just Afro beats. And first of all, let me clarify: Afro beats is not a dance genre. It's not a dance style. Afro beats is just a music genre.
That's
But people,
like common knowledge.
no,
right?
no, it's not. People
Not
be
for
like,
the-
"Oh, you want to teach an Afro beats class?" I'm like, "A music class? Afro dance class?" Because every country has their own. Like Nigeria have like Niger street styles. Ghana has a zonto. Congo has coupe de Calais. It's just so many. I mean, not coupe de Calais. Congo has ndombolo. Sorry. So yeah. So every country has their own style, but we group it all under Afro dance, not Afro beats.
I can't do it, and I won't do it.
What
But
you trying to do?
there's like a South African dance
Which
where
one?
you do like the leg thing.
Yeah. Oh, the guara.
I don't know.
Yeah, that went viral, and they started using it in commercials and everything. Yeah.
Oh wow. Damn. So I feel like I'm culturally deficient.
Yeah, with white people who didn't know how to do it properly. But we ain't going to get into that.
They probably went viral on
boy.
TikTok too.
Oh boy.
All right. So thank you for that. That's crazy. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So how we start every episode is we start with a question of the day. So have you listened to any of our episodes? Mm-hmm. Really?
Your episode.
She's like, I watched the one with my friend on it. I
Oh boy.
Absolutely.
I bet. So, question of the day: if you could marry a fictional character in a movie or TV series, who would it be and why? Not the actor or actress, the fictional character.
Oof.
Yo, Jacob's face right now.
You know what? It would be Thor.
Ooh, I was not expecting that. It's the
I thought you
tricep
said I'd
saying
do him. I was like, nigga, what?
Hey, listen,
Oh,
I mean, if you
the
go
God of Thunder.
he gonna make
Yeah.
it clap. Hey. Oh shit.
Oh, it's gonna be a day.
Yeah, it is.
Yo.
Thor. Why?
Cause he make it clap.
Not making bedrock.
I mean that. But do not see him like he's Thor.
But
Like, you know, he's just so.
but Thor also went through like a depression.
Okay, but
Got,
not
like,
with a belly. Wow. But you know what? You know
No,
what?
talk the
Wow,
truth,
you
man.
not loyal.
Nah, talk your
No. But you know what it is, yeah. It was, you know, it was about depression. You know, he was depressed, and that's okay. Because
So you're not gonna
when
love
you're
somebody when he get
listen,
depressed?
It's big nigga season.
Listen.
Not you
But-
looking at his belly.
Oh my God.
My bad.
Listen, okay? If you're committed to somebody, you have to love them in every single way, right? You have to love them through every season. That's how you know if someone is really down
have
for
to?
you. If you choose to.
Okay, I like that.
If you choose to, but that was the point of being in a relationship if you're not going to stick with them through the rough parts. And I know I would stick beside him because I know what his potential. You get mine?
Okay, you're the God of Thunder.
Yeah. And I know what he can be. I know what he was. So I'm going to stick by him until he gets back there.
Yours is way better than mine. What's
That's
yours,
not
Jacob?
me.
That's my
You-
man.
I
was thinking
I'll be
silent.
sticking
You go ahead. I need some
I asked
time.
the question first.
I'm deflecting, nigga. Wow.
So, bruh, so you haven't seen Woman Warrior, Woman King yet. So I done seen it like 6 times. Izogi?
It's okay.
What's it, bro?
It's okay.
Bruh, I love her. She's just a strong, black, fierce woman. Yo, she did like this spear scene. I don't want to give up any spoilers, but when this scene come up, you'll know. She does like this spear scene where like there's a spear in her chest and there's a spear in this dude's chest. And whoever like gives up first and they're stepping towards each other, yo, she just takes pain with like no emotions, like
So you just want your woman to take pain.
with no emotions. No, but she's tough. She's a strong black woman. I'd go to war with her.
Or would she go to war for you?
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. She went to war for that nigga. And I ain't like his wig in the movie. My bad.
So I'm struggling because I'm a movie junkie, but I'm drawing a blank because like Finding Nemo is one of my favorite movies, but I can't marry a fish. So
How
What?
would Dorothy look outside of the water?
Yo, I have a theory about. Oh, no.
well, I want to hear the theory.
I don't like Dory, bro. Like, I think.
I said Dorothy. Her name was Dory.
I was gonna let it slide.
Yeah.
You ain't had to snitch on yourself like that.
Yeah, we would have slid right
Yeah.
Is that you or Wizard of Oz? Which one?
So, nah, I can't say this opinion. Certain opinions I can't say on the air, but I just think they play on. Maybe they don't play on it, but maybe when I watched it, I saw all the different mental health things that are happening, and like,
You ain't help appreciate it.
it's not that I didn't appreciate it. I just like, yo, I just watched this entire movie, and like, what y'all seen Finding Dory?
Yeah,
She was 6 feet away from like everyone the whole movie. I can't. I gotta keep some of my opinions to myself. I have very.
So we'll go on. We'll talk about it later. So I think, so the first person that comes to mind is Hermione Granger, but
Not Topanga? My bad. Sorry.
but
Boy Meets World?
oh, I thought you said movie.
Or TV series.
Oh, that's it. You
I'm
know
definitely
what?
picking Topanga over
We
Hermione.
no facts. She just Lemgadia Leviosa the fuck out of shit, and that was always dope to me. But I'm gonna pick old girl that Columbus Short liked and Stomped the Yard. Who was the
Zoe?
actress?
Was it Zoe?
Zoe.
Zoe Saldana? Was it her?
Nah, she
She's in
wasn't in
Stomp the
Stomp the
Yard?
Yard.
Who was it?
Stomp the Yards when Chris Brown was in it, right?
Yeah.
Everyone thought he was gonna be in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Who was it?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Matter of fact, I'll just.
No.
It wasn't Zoe Saldana. No. Hey, producer, look it up. And in the meantime, but yeah, no, I'm gonna say Shorty because I remember she was bad. I think I don't remember, but
I don't think anyone remembers her.
I remember her, but I don't know why.
Do you remember her character name?
just look up Stomp the
I
Yard.
feel like she's the random black girl who was like in Roll Bounce and all those Disney movies.
I thought that was
Megan Good played April. Was it her?
it was Megan
Yeah, it was
Good.
Megan Good.
Megan Good.
Okay, see, they're both beautiful. That's why I thought,
See, yeah.
I got a lot of opinions today.
I've been told we all have strong opinions.
Yeah, right. Children with mics.
Ooh, shit. So, ow. So today we are here to have a beloved, beautiful conversation on some, that is so prevalent in today's society. We're gonna speak on the concept of colorism. Okay, and I just learned that you could be a colorist when we were like doing our briefing and prepping for this episode. I didn't know that was actually a thing. Obviously I knew colorism was a thing, but I didn't know we called people who believe in colorism colorists. So for all y'all that need educating, just dropped a bomb on you.
Look it up.
But however, for those that do not know, right, and based on the Googles and the Websters of the world, colorism is a prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. Right? That's good. Did I read that slow enough? I know sometimes my reading's not up to par.
No, that's the master's level, cut.
All right.
You know my boy got his master's?
In what?
Marketing.
We love an educated man.
Education. Educated.
I'm here all week, y'all. So let's hit on that. We just got the definition, right? So, what do we think about that definition? What are, some of our life experiences based on colorism and the definition I just gave?
So, I guess I'm ready to tell my story. I was telling everybody in the research lab that I guess I was a colorist growing up. Like, I definitely love me some light-skinned women, but a specific type of light-skinned women. They were mixed. So, are mixed women still considered light-skinned?
Yes.
Are mixed women?
I've never seen a
light-skinned?
darker mixed person.
Really?
Yeah, you have like white and black and dark.
Well, not white and black and dark, but like different types of black. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But you're talking about like white and black, but they
Like
turn out
mulatto.
Somebody have an opinion. Talk your shit, queen.
No, I haven't.
So I say all that to say, like, growing up, that used to be my thing. And then as I got older, I'm realizing relatability comes into a lot of factors when, like, choosing a woman. And I just find darker the berry, sweeter the juice. And the more relatable it is to my lifestyle and my upbringing and what I'm looking to do and accomplish. And, that whole, like, get in where you fit in type thing. So that's my overview on colorism. Nah, you.
It's me.
He has to.
Well, now that you said that, I was a little bit of a colorist too.
Yeah, you picked Thor. My bad. Sorry.
But you know why I picked Thor? Yeah, it's because of his qualities and and his personality, not because of his skin color. Baby, if Thor was chocolate,
He'd be Idris Elba.
Not Idris.
Right. But yeah, just like you back in high school as well, I didn't like light skinned men. I was like, I still like dark skin, preferably, but I would be very adamant about it. Like, I just wasn't attracted to lighter skin. And then I had a little crush on somebody, and he was lighter skin. I was like, girl, what you doing? But then that's when I had to learn that, listen, it doesn't...
Was this our high school?
Maybe.
Okay.
Don't be...
I just want to ask.
Please, the past is past. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's trying to go and expose me on camera? Absolutely not. But, don't do that. But, yeah, so now, like, listen, I like who I like. I like who I like.
So, yeah, I bring up 2 points. And before we dive into it, have you ever experienced anyone maybe being colorist towards you. What does that look like? What does that feel like? What does that sound like?
What does
Like,
that sound like?
Because I feel like and definitely correct me if I'm wrong, right? Like, I'm a light skinned dude, right? So it's one of those things that, like, I technically per se, I might be able to be a colorist, but I wouldn't be able to experience colorism, right? And we'll dive into like that. But you being of a darker skin tone, you've not obviously, but you're gonna experience it way more than either of us too.
Right.
So what is that experience like? What does that look like? Feel like? Yeah, all that.
It's definitely a very uncomfortable feeling. I've been in friends group where I've had friends who were lighter than me, and I would just see the type of attention that they would get. Not because they were pretty or whatever. They were pretty, but you know what I mean? But because I would hear out of people's mouth, oh my gosh, you're such a beautiful light skin. You're such a pretty light skin. It wasn't just you're pretty. It was just a pretty light skin. This light skin, like, it just wasn't that. And also being in the dance industry, I actually was supposed to get a big gig, and one of the directors didn't pick me because I didn't fit the image. And the image that he wanted was another light skinned dancer. So when I found that out, I was like, are we still doing that? And this was like 2 years ago. I'm like, we really still doing that?
Wait, you said this was 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, when I did this music video. Yeah, 2 years ago.
That's wild.
So they want a specific number of dark skin and a specific number of light skin. So when it came back to that, it was like, yeah, she got the skills, but we prefer to see this girl with this curly hair, this light skinned girl on camera.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like,
So obviously, skin tone is out of your control, right? Like, it is what it is. You're a beautiful black woman, right? So like, does it ever get to the point that it's like, damn, I wish I wasn't this dark, or damn, like, you know, I wish this was, like, what can you really say or do when you're put in that position, especially when he's like, yo, I got it, I know I'm her, like,
right.
But at the end of the day, they control the destiny,
right.
for lack of better terms.
Right. I've never been in a point where just like, oh my gosh, I wish I was light skinned. Like, I didn't probably see as of a big issue like other people might have. Like, I have a best friend she's darker than me, and she went just, you know, her story, she went through like significantly a lot. Towards me, I was just like, I know who I am. Like,
right.
I had my insecurities issues in like high school, middle school, but like, you know who I am. Like, I don't need to be a certain color, you know what I mean?
That part.
It was just annoying to have to feel like the outsider sometimes and have to just be looked down upon just because of the color of my skin. But I guess it just made me really have to step into myself. Like, you know who you are, so act like it.
Right. No, that's powerful. And the thing of it is, like, you kind of hinted towards, like, as a kid, we're still figuring out who we are. So you might question, like you said earlier, you really didn't really get in touch with your African roots until college. You know what I mean? So as a kid who's in high school, you might question, like, you know, I'm just as beautiful as her, I'm just as outgoing, why don't they like me? You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm pretty, but like, one, people at that age don't know themselves, but two, you might question yourself a lot, and like, it might bring an insecurity that's not even valid.
That is very true. That is very true. 'Cause I'm like, home, everyone loves me. And then I come here, I'm like, and then even back home in Africa, like, we all are different type of skin colors, but no one is ever, you know, but here being African, being a woman, and then being of a darker skin tone, it was just like, it doesn't stop. And then I guess that's what made the bullying worse too, because they were like, oh, well, maybe if you were, and then there was also some Africans who were lighter skinned in the school, and I would see that they wouldn't get picked on as much. So I think that also played a big role in it. And also my hair, like, I blame my mother. She had me looking crazy. I said, what's your problem? She had me wearing these wigs at 12, wigs.
Yo, I wish I could have known you at 12.
I suffered. No, the glow up. Baby. Hey. Thank God.
That's crazy. I've seen a meme like that. There was like these two, they had to be like 8 and 9 year old girls with these grown woman wigs on it.
Because it's so common back home. Like, they would dress, like how they would do our hairs back home. Like, we're grown adults. Like, I had on this little pixie cut wig. This granny wig.
I don't know what a pixie cut is.
I had it. Like,
why you looking? You know what a pixie cut is?
Yeah.
right?
You have a sister.
Oh, that's
yeah,
true.
it's the short one I had for my birthday. No?
When's your birthday?
September 16th.
Oh, you're not a Gemini. We can still be friends.
September. What's that?
A Virgo.
Agua. Oh.
Oh, it's a September
I don't
Virgo
know
though.
what the fuck I was
Because
about to say.
August Virgos can all go.
Like Aquaman? Aquamarina? What was he saying?
I don't know.
Aquarius? Is it Aqua?
It is.
I think I was starting to burp or something.
But what you got against Virgos? Aren't you a Virgo? No? Oh.
He started
I-
beatboxing.
No. August Virgos, they can all be like eradicated, but everyone else is cool.
Word.
I'm not
So
big into zodiac signs.
me either. What?
No, man.
Yes, I have the
Wait,
Libra
but didn't
tattoo.
you But didn't you just say if I was a Gemini, you wouldn't?
That's it. That's the only thing I know is Geminis, and I'm a Libra. That's it. I don't know compatibility. I don't know nothing about nobody. Huh?
You need to get you a spiritual ting.
You're Aquarius, right?
She's a Pisces.
Pisces.
She's Aqua Pisces.
Oh.
Air Aquarius.
All right. So you guys both spoke to something when we initially started talking about colorism, right? And you guys both said a very interesting word of preference, right? So you know, Jovi was like, yeah, I preferred when you were younger a light-skinned gentleman. Now you like who you like, right? Spencer said the same thing, and then he said, now, you know, I can appreciate a darker woman.
Wait, no, I said dark skin. I've always liked dark skin.
Oh, I thought you were saying you liked a yellow
Who
fella.
was a yellow fella.
A
and
yellow
I was
fella?
like,
Have you had a crush on a yellow fella since?
No.
Dang.
So
If you know how to make rice, maybe we can talk.
listen, I want that white rice. You heard? So,
White rice.
so talk about preference, because although you prefer something, it might come off as being a colorist, but it's not. It's just what you like. What you like. I can't knock you for liking what you like. You know what I mean? So talk on the difference between, you know, maybe being a little shady versus, you know, that's just my preference.
I think when you go into saying like, oh, light-skinned people are not attractive, light-skinned people aren't this, like, and you start making those type of heavy statements and being disrespectful, I think that's when it becomes an issue. But if you're saying what you like, I don't think it's an issue. Like, I like jerk chicken over fried chicken. They're both chicken.
You a foodist.
But, oh, I love foods. Come on. But so stuff like that, you know. So once you start looking at it that way and being nasty towards it, that's when it's a problem.
Okay.
And then when you're voicing your opinion, like only light-skinned people should have curly hair, or only dark-skinned people have shape ups, and then stuff like that just don't make sense, but a lot of people do, and we don't really notice, but people do be doing that stuff out there. That's when it becomes a problem. But I feel like everyone has a preference, and that should be okay.
I think in all of my friend groups, primarily like black men, we always get on the light skinned nigga of the group. Like, it's kind of just a rite of passage. But it's all love, you know what I'm saying? But like,
But you know, I see that in movies too sometimes, where they have like the
like
one
Michael Ealy, yeah.
he foreign us, so it's okay.
Like he's the like king light skin, like light skin. He's got colored eyes or those contacts.
Colored eyes.
Colored eyes, light skin, and if you've seen him in Bel Air, he just does that like that swag walk up talk. Yeah, so like I
Never
can't
watched
do it.
Blair, so I don't know.
What? It's crazy because I now know what his voice sounds like, so I could go all high pitched just like him.
Yeah, what, you've never seen Bel Air?
I probably haven't seen a lot of movies, African American movies. I'm supposed to.
It's a TV series. It's on Peacock though,
see,
so
I
I
don't even
don't hold it
That's
against
okay.
you.
Yeah.
or Belly or any of those.
Sorry.
Don't say too.
It's a great show. Okay, so we kind of hit on preference, right? And we alluded to earlier that colorism is more of like a prejudice or a discrimination, right? So let's try and differentiate racism versus colorism. Are they one and the same? Do they coincide? Can one lead to the other? Like, let's chop it up.
I feel like colorism is the great value version of racism, where it's like, because you have to be in the same ethnic group to be
Right.
a colorist. Whereas like, if you just don't like white people, I'm not saying that, but like if you just didn't like white people, like, well, then you're racist. Not like I don't like light skinned people, because I mean, yeah, you could go from Michael Ealy to like, I don't know, Pete Davidson and just not like any of them, and that's racist. Well,
Is it?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I guess if you just don't like Pete Davidson, yeah. If I didn't like you because of your skin tone, I'm a colorist. But if I didn't like, Well, I guess I could not like you because you're Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
I'm a Puerto Rican. Whatever a Puerto Rican is, that nigga be sporting.
He said you spotted.
Can I call you that from now on?
No.
Puerto Rican.
A Puerto Rican. That nigga plays sports. He Puerto Rican.
Wow.
Yes. What?
So what about
It's been a long day.
facts? Go ahead. You gonna say
Okay.
something?
Yeah, just kind of. It's a little weird, but I feel like the end results kind of might be the same towards it. You can be so racist towards somebody that they commit suicide, and you could be such a colorist that makes other people commit suicide. You know what I mean? There's so much people who have a lot of hate and shame towards the darker skinned people, where a lot of darker skinned people led to bleaching themselves because they want to be a lighter skin tone.
Right.
Committed suicide because there was just no way out, or whatever the case may be. Just like racism, people get bullied about, racism in schools and stuff like that. They ended up committing suicide. So I think they're both very serious, but it's like I don't want to say the wrong thing.
No,
but
speak your truth.
no, I just want to make sure that makes sense in my head, because I feel like what I'm trying to say probably won't come out the best. But
what happened
yeah,
to
I
me.
just feel like just the end results can lead to it being the same
Right.
thing. You know what I mean? They're both heavy and they're both serious topics.
So looking at this definition, right? The thing that really sticks out to me is like people among the same ethnic and racial group, right? So that's what really sticks out to me, because especially in today's society, we struggle so much with coming together, right? It's so much of us like killing each other, taking each other down. And obviously that's like another extreme, another conversation, but that's almost part of it. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like being a colorist, you're not valuing people. Forget about color. You're not even valuing people of your own background, people of your culture. I feel like a big part of it is culture. You know what I mean? And if I'm knocking somebody down, what, just because they're darker than me? Like if you looked at my family picture, bro, I got people as white as that wall and as dark as this mic stand, and we're all Puerto Rican. You get what I'm saying? But it's like, why? And if I was to be like, oh, you're a white skinned Puerto Rican, so you're less, you know what I mean? But it's one of those things like we're always finding a way to put each other down, you know?
Or put each other in a category. And it's crazy because when I was born, actually, I was very, very, very light skinned. I was extremely light skinned to the point where people was questioning my mom, like,
Hey, yo.
like, no, my
The
daddy's my
milkman?
daddy. Like, what's going on? But it's crazy because even in the hospital, they were like, why did you come out significantly discolored? And of course, I grew into my skin or whatever, you know?
Right.
But that
Melanin
had
turned on.
right. The melanin hit. But people were very questionable about that. It's like, but why is that even, like you said, why is that even a thing, especially even towards ourselves?
So, where colorism originated from via the Google search machine, is really from racism. So like you got to think light-skinned people were house niggas. All right, and they didn't have to work out in the fields. They didn't have to. I mean, they got their ass whooped, but there was more so like their lifestyle was a little different. They were meant to like be bred for like in-house chores, like babysitting, nannying, whereas like darker skinned people, because they seem stronger, was outside picking cotton, doing like heinous shit, like mandingo fights, shit like that. So, don't laugh. You ain't seen
Don't look at me. The fuck did I do? Keep me the fuck out of this.
But
This is your reaction.
so yeah, I think I think innately there was probably some jealousy back in the day. It's like, damn, I wish I was inside. Like, I don't want to be graphic in the comparison, but it's like I'd rather read and write good than be outside picking cotton, personally.
Do you think that plays into like today, where people are saying a lot of lighter toned men are often seen as a little bit more feminine, a little bit more softer than darker skinned men? So I've seen that a lot now, where they're like, oh, this is a dark skinned, a black man, but this is a light skinned black man, you know? So people be like, oh, he's a little bit more softer. Where
Right.
they would look at this one like, oh, you're a mechanic or this or that. But they're like, oh, he's like a little nurse. He's this and that.
He's a librarian.
He's a little librarian, you know?
He saw a mirror first, and he's like, "Woo, I know how to look
Right.
good." Whereas, yeah, niggas had to see the reflection in like a puddle.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Let me a question, and maybe this is like going off like to left field, right? But you know how like you'll get a person of color and say he's well articulate, right?
You speak
Well
white.
spoken.
He's well spoken. You speak white.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I get that a lot.
Would that be a case of colorism?
I think so. Because why do you think I speak proper based on my skin tone? But it happens.
But well, that's interesting because there's a lot of people who've spoken to me on the phone and didn't know I was black until we hopped on the Zoom call.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, is that colorism? Because
Or
they didn't
is-
know what color I was.
Or is that just a judgment? Ignorance? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because a lot of, like, for example, some darker skinned women who's at prep school, they've been at prep school all their life, or they go to a school that's
Right.
predominantly white, they speak quote unquote differently than another black person that
Right.
would go to another urban school. So now some other black people look at them and be like, why are you talking like that? Stop talking out like that. And they're like, I'm talking like how I talk.
know,
Like,
yeah.
what do you mean? Like, but you're black. Why are you talking white?
And
What you thought of? What did you think about?
I just have a very specific person in mind. Sorry.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He's a goat.
He
It's a she.
is a she.
Put me on.
Oh.
Let me stop. Mm?
Do you care to share?
No, I don't want to know. I really don't want to know. I don't even want to know.
My bad. We in two different places.
What guy were you talking about?
Nobody.
Bilal's her cousin too.
Well, not really, but like, yeah. African, you know, like, this is my cousin, and we grew up. But yeah,
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
you're from the same country or tribe.
country.
What's the difference? Is that an ignorant question?
No, it's not. A lot of people don't know. But there is so many different tribes in one country.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's
there's
like the
different-
states.
Yes, kind of like that. Like,
Like-
for example, Nigerians, they have like Igbos, they have Yorubas. It's like everything is different. Like, I'm part of the Ewe tribe. And then they have like Hausa, that's like the Muslim people too. So like there's different.
This is very side note. Yeah, because my boy Atsu, it's pronounced.
Atsu, yeah.
Atsu. Yeah, he speaks 14 different languages
Yeah, I speak 4.
because of all the different tribes like in the radius.
So my mom and dad are from actually 2 different tribes. So my mom is from the north and my dad's from the south, and they're actually not even supposed to, but they did. You know?
Oh, like Kevin.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? The light
Romeo and Juliet.
No, the light skinned news anchor guy.
Trevor Noah. But his dad was Swedish.
Oh, white
Oh
man.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Trevor Noah's dad, he was in the military and like came on one of the deployments or whatever, and that's where he met.
His
mom.
Literally.
mom. I didn't know that.
I actually read his memoir. Like, I'm realizing that I hate reading, but if it's someone that
You're
I
interested
actually
about,
interested in,
you gonna
I'll
read
I'll get through a book. Yeah, that's really interesting. Very interesting. So speak on, we kind of hit on it earlier, right? You were saying like a lot of insecurities as a kid, right? And we kind of hit on it earlier. But at a young age, we don't know who we are. And I guess this portion is kind of like for the viewers that might be struggling with identity. And I feel like identity and colorism can go hand in hand together. You know what I mean?
Especially today.
And a big thing of it is like a lot of people are always putting other people down.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it could be because you don't even know yourself. You know what I mean? So speak on like maybe identity and insecurities as a kid or even as an adult. Because,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's still there. It could still be there.
Yeah.
Everyone has some sort of insecurity, whether it's big or small.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we kind of spoke about this off camera, but a lot also has to do with how and where you grew up.
Mm-hmm.
And like your family dynamic as well. You know, if you come from a family that's, you know, kind of a little bit split up and you don't have all this, it's kind of going to weigh on you. But like if you, like luckily I was in a dynamic where, you know, I had both of my parents in the household and they were very loving and nurturing. So it wasn't like something that made me not like myself in that aspect. So the insecurities was more like, I don't know, like, oh, my hair not long enough, whatever this is, or I'm starting to have acne and stuff like that. But as a young person, you don't know that when you grow up it's gonna go away. You just think that at that moment that's what it is. Or maybe I don't look this way. Like I was always small. I was always quote unquote small, like short and very tiny. When I started running cross country, you would see that's a lot of white women usually. So there's some little black girls, but not a lot. So I would be the thickest one on the line. Because if you see a lot of them, they're like very, very skinny, very, very tall.
So you were
And here's
tiny
me.
in our culture.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And then next to them too, I'm just like, so in college,
Thickums.
right. But that actually made me feel away because even in college, I actually did my best to become that size. Because one, it made a difference in how you run. If it's cross country, running 3.1 miles, I can't, I got a little something back here, but I can't have too much back there. So, I had to slim down just a little bit.
Why are you looking at me?
She's like, I did it.
And it was just like, for what? Like, and I was like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that small. But
man, nah, I'm not gonna say it.
no, say it.
Talk your shit, bro.
Don't do that. Say what your
Yeah.
shit is.
Well, it's just interesting that you said cross country is a lot of white women, where it's like you would think it'd be more Africans.
Yeah, you would think, but
Like-
it wouldn't, because everyone has that in their mind too. That's a little bit, there's like, because Kenyans, Africans run the longest, and it also has to do with, you guys were getting chased by lions and tigers.
That's crazy.
Literally, I've heard it all.
Oh, I thought you were saying that like they were legit getting chased by lions.
Come on.
I was like, wait, so that's real?
No, it's
like,
not
don't come
real.
on here spreading lies.
It's not real.
Like, but the way you said it, like,
Okay.
I didn't think it was.
Yeah, so people be like, that's why they're so good, because in their genes, a lot of Kenyans are great. They're one of the greatest runners, the marathon runners that win and stuff.
Really?
They're Kenyan. Yeah, they're very, very good. It's in their blood. It's not because they got chased.
So it's not just an African thing, because Bilal's another one. Maybe it's just being a soccer player.
Yeah.
Yo, like when we used to work, how many times have you worked out with Bilal?
Bro, when I first got to Get Fit, me and him
Was
were...
it me? Was it you the one who I was battling with that day at Getting Fit?
And you lost? Yeah.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah, that was I was him.
didn't
He
lose.
is me.
Oh my God, you had hair.
You didn't win.
Yeah.
Yes, that was me.
Oh my God. So
Yeah.
Wow, look at this full circle moment.
God.
That was back when Squid Games was out and Lee was doing the red light, green light, and I roasted you. Yeah.
No, you did.
Yeah.
This is your show, so I'm not going to embarrass you.
Talk your shit. I mean, you can tell lies.
You know who I am? Don't let this. Come on. I'm a gym babe. Were you kidding me? Did you know who I
It's
am?
okay.
Do you see my thighs?
Second place.
First place, please.
All right. You were the first woman to win. All right, focus.
All right, so what I was saying, because Bilal's obviously African as well. That boy don't get tired, Joe.
We have the stamina.
Stamina
and endurance.
But we be running sprints and he's breathing through his nose. That shit used to make me so mad, because I'm like, why are you still breathing? Like, it would be
Why
me
you still breathing, nigga?
Why you still breathing through your nose? I'm dying. So it'd be me, him, and Rax. I keep up with them for the first 3. After that, it's just like, I'm tired. But you just see Rax and Bilal going out. Rax is like, Bilal. I'm like, what? Bruh, it's different. I will just never, I don't think I'll ever experience that in my life.
Yeah,
like, no
bro.
matter how much I work out.
He was in 6 a.m. when I first started. But I mean, I've known Bilal for a minute because of soccer. Yeah, so I knew him before the gym. And then when I got in there, he was the only person that I knew, aside from Kai, but Kai wasn't going to the 6 a.m.
Okay. She was at the 5 a.m. with me.
Yeah, so then me and
Hi,
him...
Kitty.
Huh?
Hi, Kitty.
Yeah, that's my homie. So me and him would always go at it. So
That's a good matchup.
Yeah, we had some fun with it.
If you work hard at it, you will be good. It's not an
I will
African thing, but we Africans are. It's just,
I will never
that
be able to
superb.
run suicides and be breathing through my nose the whole time. And I'm okay with that. But like, it was impressive to me. That boy built different.
Yeah. So colorism, right? We've
He also light skinned. My bad.
so we hit on, like, obviously it's a negative connotation, right? It is a bad thing. And I want to actually hit on how you said earlier, I wrote it down, but now I can't find it. Fitting the image, right? And not getting opportunities. I want to talk about colorism in the professional world. But before we get to that, are there any benefits? Are there any opportunities? Like, has there ever been a time like, hey, we actually need a dark-skinned girl? You know what I mean? Like, and I don't really know if that's really a positive, because it's still fucked up, but like it worked to your advantage.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, I've had friends who are makeup artists, and they were like, we need you because you have this skin tone, but they just wanted to show the different type of foundations on different type of skin tones. But it's just like, you are this type of dark skin, we need you. This person is this type of light skin, we need them, type of thing. So I didn't see it as like bad, especially if it was showcasing different type of foundation and how it works out with different type of,
But is that
skin
because
tones.
it worked out in a positive manner?
It did. because it showcased everyone. Like, it showcased the light skin spectrum and also the dark skin spectrum.
But to play devil,
Right?
Riri come on the show.
Yeah, she got
oh, that's who I should have married.
Yeah.
Riri.
Yeah.
In Battleship, I changed my answer.
Facts.
Slow White.
Ooh, did you see
My
that show?
bad.
She was like,
Oh,
was
she
she
turned
doing?
into Simba? What the fuck?
no, the guy that was on the floor, that was.
Yo, if Rihanna played Nala, all right, my bad. Go ahead.
So,
I love Lion
so are
King.
there any other benefits to maybe experiencing colorism?
Why
In
they both silent?
bodybuilding.
You said bodybuilding?
Bodybuilding, yeah. So,
Oh, wow.
because in bodybuilding, it started off as a bunch of white guys just getting shredded up, and then black or colored people started getting into it, and they noticed our skin shows muscle way better. So that's why they started bronzing and tanning
Oh,
themselves.
that's dope.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that why the white girls love to tan?
Nah, they just
No. I just wanna-
like yo.
They
You
just
know
wanna be
Ariana
us.
Grande's white. That shit still blows my mind.
Even with the last name Grande?
But just look at
What
her.
did you think she was mixed?
I thought she was Spanish. Like not knowing how she grew, like not seeing her before everything.
She white? A white girl with the last name Grande?
And she goes,
Grande's Spanish.
Right. So I would have thought she would have been.
Oh.
These are also not their governmental names. Like,
That's not her real name.
What?
a lot of artists don't go by their governmental names.
No, but Ariana Grande's not her real name.
You mean J. Cole's last name isn't Cole?
It is.
she's saying some of them, not all of them.
I took
but
offense
some of
to
them,
that.
They're not.
Jermaine.
So don't use their last name to signify their skin color. Signify? What is that?
Significant.
I thought you was speaking one of them 4 languages.
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, shit.
Spencer rubbing over on me.
She put 3 of them
Okay,
together.
so those are some benefits. Talk about that situation or a situation that it was like, all right, you have to fit this image, because that's like where I don't want to sit here and say I understand it. You know what I mean? Because no, you want the 20 best dancers. You get what I'm saying? So like, what is that like? What are situations that's like in the professional world? Like, is there a perfect image? You know, that's fucked.
It's not a perfect image, but there's people's perception of what a perfect image should
Perception
be.
is big.
So they go off based off of that. So when that situation happened in particular, I didn't even find out to the end. I was just like, oh, I didn't make it. It happens all the time. You either get picked or you don't get picked. But then I got picked for the second set of it. So it was a whole music video. So first set was this and the second set. So when on the second set, one of the woman who casted me ended up telling me, was just like, I don't understand why, they didn't pick you because of da-da-da. But this is how she looked, blah, blah, blah. So they wanted that image. So I looked at her and said, what's that image? And I didn't know that that's what she looked like. And I was like, oh, because she looks like this.
Hit you with the,
I was like, oh, because she looked like little light skin, curly hair, whatever the case may be. That's what it was. So I was like, it's never happened to me before, like ever. Like if it's happened, it's never been in my face.
Exactly, that you knew of.
That I knew of.
Yeah.
Right.
So to hear it and to see it, I was just like, but I can do. Okay, whatever. So I
It
guess,
ain't me.
Right.
Now, I guess to play devil's advocate, what if it's just like based on aesthetics? Because like, if there's like 4 and 4, like 4 light skins, 4 dark skins, to me, that's just like symmetrical. Like it makes sense.
Can't say my OCD's acting.
I guess for
shui.
aesthetics, but if you're saying that is the reason why, it's just like, why say that?
I don't think it's very unprofessional for them to let you know
No.
that.
And
No, they didn't let me know. She's the one.
Word of mouth.
It's always back end stuff. The industry is not. It's
Messy.
It's very, especially in the dance world. It's very, very messy. There's people that get opportunities that have no skill, but because they look a certain way, they're the ones who get it. It happens all over the place.
What does that look?
Again, like I said, it's people's preference. Like let's say, for example, there was an African artist who went to LA and got a whole bunch of dancers who were not African. Not saying you have to be African, but not were African, who were different races, some were white and everything, to do a video that the song was promoting mostly like the African dances. And then you have these dancers who weren't even skilled in that style of dance doing it. Instead of, you could have had, look who lives in LA.
From their culture.
Not even from your culture, but black people that knows what they're doing. You know what I mean? But you decided to choose this because 1, they had many followers, or 2, industry work. That's what it is. Everything is numbers. So you could find someone who has 2,000 followers who's a bomb. I know people who have not even 1,000 followers who don't even care about Instagram, who are better dancers than people who have 100K. But because they would look at that, they wouldn't do it. I've had gigs where I didn't get it because I didn't have over 10K followers. So as a dancer, if you don't have over 10K followers, sometimes people will overlook you. Numbers matter a lot.
Wow.
And I didn't know that either.
You're not good for the analytics.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
we ain't getting no opportunities based on that shit. They
Damn,
looking at us.
So numbers,
These niggas
numbers,
cute, but guess what?
Yeah.
They ain't shit. No, nobody listen to them. No, nobody follow them.
Listen, if you let social media eat you up, you are going to stop living in your purpose and what you like to do. And it
talk
used
your
to.
shit.
Ooh.
Hit it with the hand clap.
Wait, can you say that again slower?
If you let social media get in your head, you will miss out on your calling and your purpose, whatever how God has designed for you, because everyone's race is different. Everyone's journey is different. I used to be a point in time where I was so consumed, like, oh my God. First of all, I never used to care about followers. I never wanted my page to be public because I'm an extrovert, I think, but I'm really introvert. I don't like
Ambivert. Shut up.
You know, come on.
Every time you say that, I think of Pokemon. But go ahead.
I'll cry. So my friend was like, bro, you gonna do this dance thing, people not gonna want to wait for you to follow them back. Open up your page. I opened it up, cool. And then one video, I did a dance contest or something on some college, and that video went viral, and it shot my followers up by like 6K. And that's how my followers just like started growing from that. Other than that, I never paid attention to it. But when that happened, I was like, oh my God, I lost a follower. Oh my God, I lost 2 followers. Oh my God, all the time.
Oh.
It started really getting, it wasn't honestly until last year that I really tapped out of it. Because last year I went through just being transparent, I went through a very bad depression phase where I was off social media for about 3 to 4 months. I came back and I lost over 1,200 followers. So I was almost at 12K. Now I'm back to 8K.
You gonna stop shouting these numbers out because we ain't got no K's. We got a lowercase K.
Not lowercase K. But again, I lost all those followers and I was just like, is it because like what? And I started really getting in my head like maybe you shouldn't have taken that break. I'm like, no, put you first. I needed to put my mental health first. Like y'all don't care about me for real.
That's a fact.
Y'all just want me to dance for you and y'all can clap for me.
Y'all don't know me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I try to be as transparent on social media and not put on a facade. Like, bro, life happens. Life is life for everyone. I'm not always gonna be happy. I'm not always gonna be this happy-go-lucky girl all the time. Life be lifing.
Right.
So when I really got into that, I do not care how much followers I have, but it's just a very annoying how the fact that you can be overlooked just because of that.
Yeah, I guess you just gotta be marketable, but that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Jovi dance? Sorry,
I mean I've seen some of her videos, but not
her videos go crazy. And
yeah, actually was one of my on my dance team at UConn. Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, Ash, you can dance?
Don't let her sleep because she be dancing.
She don't sleep.
You think you could beat me in a dance battle
with my eyes closed?
With her eyes closed.
Wait, what'd you just do with your eyes?
But you don't need to dance with your eyes open.
No, because I'm gonna put a fucking chair in front of you. You gonna fall.
And
she's still gonna fall in motion like, oh,
she's gonna hit the worm.
Me. Hey, whoa, slow wine.
I'm serious. When you serious, let me know. Maybe we could do a thing or two.
Bruh, as long as there's gonna be white rice.
I gotta clip that up. I'm like, talk about social media.
Oh man, that's hilarious. And it's funny because my next point that I was gonna be how does colorism affect mental health? But you kind of just hit on that. You know what I mean? Obviously, like the social media aspect is one side of it, but like we alluded to earlier, of the idea and concept of self-doubt and self-esteem. You know what I mean?
It's just so interesting because I haven't experienced a lot of colorism. Well, more so racism than colorism. So like nothing in my own culture, but it's interesting because I guess if no one knew you just from the outside looking in, again, your energy is very contagious and like you're just so happy when you're doing anything. So it's crazy that just because of the color of your skin, people would overlook you for anything. That's just absolutely wild.
That's what I was gonna say. It just goes to show like how society is today. Like sometimes being good ain't good enough. You know what I mean? Like
that's why black people always gotta work 10 times harder.
Facts. No. But that's where I was going. Like sometimes, like people always ask me all the time, like, "Oh, coach, like, how'd you make it pro? How'd you do this? How do you do this?" Yo, sometimes like you need to be good enough, but that's not even where you start. You also need to be lucky. You also need to have the right people in your corner. Sometimes the right time. You know what I mean? And like all this shit, Jovi was in that audition, probably the best dancer that ever happened.
Sorry, I'm out of it today. I thought you were gonna tell your kids you gotta be light skinned.
gotta be a light skinned
Oh,
nigga.
he was naming everything.
I'm over here trying to be all positive and inspirational.
And Spencer's like, is he gonna say it? Is he gonna say it?
And the fifth thing, you gotta be a light skinned nigga. If you're not light skinned,
I need to grow up.
so shit, we've been chopping it up almost 50 minutes an hour. Let's hit with this last question, and we'll head towards the conclusion. How do you and I'm gonna say fix lightly because I don't know the proper way to say it, but how do you fix the issue of colorism? Or can you, I guess?
You want to
Because the issue is more internal. Like this ain't as much as we could say like, yes, we spoke about the professionalism, like, oh, the white man's not giving me job, yada yada. This is like a us thing. The us thing. This is like an in-house.
I don't think the way to resolve it or rectify it is it really just comes with each individual person and making sure that you're open-minded and you're not a bigot towards people like yourself, but at the same time, the world being what it is and equivalent exchange, like it's never going to be resolved, you know, like it just is what it is. Not everyone can be an open-minded, like objective individual. People are going to have their bias, and honestly, it just plays to your strength. I mean, look at I always think of like Kobe, because Kobe took anything, Kobe and Michael, like anything that, you second guess me, oh, you didn't start me, oh, you benched me for this, like I'm using all of this as fuel. So the thing is, like, if you use all this as constructive fuel, like they're actually making you stronger,
Right.
and they don't even realize it. Hence why black people are flourishing the way we are today.
But you know what you said is just like, but why do we always have to use these negative things as fuel?
That's
You
an
know?
interesting point.
Ooh. Yeah, why does it have to start negative? That's a good, yeah.
Sometimes it's tiring, but kind of like what you said, I did agree with. It's who you are. I don't think this is something that could be resolved nationwide or everyone. It's literally knowing who you are. If you don't know who you are, you will let society tell you who you are. So until
you've been dropping gems,
clip.
But honestly, you let society tell you who you are. Like I know people personally who like bleach their skin and things like that because they weren't accepted of their skin color. They thought that if I was lighter, people would like me more, blah, blah, more opportunities, blah, blah, blah. Definitely not the case.
But now you got less opportunities and you ugly.
Got a white woman pork face.
Not Miss Piggy. Shit.
Y'all are so annoying. Y'all are so annoying. So I think more conversations like this.
Yeah.
More conversations being had with the younger generation, because I think like this is very critical for them. The younger generation is very nasty. Like they're very mean. Like honestly, just working with
Are they
students,
meaner than us?
Yes, they are.
They're ignorant.
If I came up from Africa at this time, I don't know what would happen. But you know what? It's more accepted, quote unquote, now because people love the Burna Boy and the Wiz Kid, blah blah blah. So it's more accepted now. But these kids nowadays, working with them, they are so mean to each other.
Bro,
Really?
they're nasty,
They are
bro.
so nasty.
But I think when we were kids, it was coming from a place of like pain and hurt and just like that was just like our upbringing. Whereas kids now is just like they just don't know.
Trying to
like
go viral.
Yeah,
Right.
like,
And some of them don't even care.
Yeah, bro. Like I done seen some shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you think 6ix9ine started that? Like just people trying to do
He
shit
pushed
to go
it
viral?
along.
Yeah.
Pushed it along. Yeah. And I think to kind of build off what you two were saying, right? I think it sucks, like you said, it starts with a negative connotation, right? Use that negative fuel. But I think the way we get rid of those negative beginnings, for lack of a better term, I think we need to create our own opportunity, create our own community, kind of like what you were saying, come together type shit. And that's not to say like people that don't look like us, people that are not with us can't come in. But guess what? Now this is a black studio. You know what I mean? Because if I go over there to your studio, I got to work twice as hard just to get through. Whereas now, this studio's for us. You get what I'm saying? This recording place, this is for us. Yes, everybody could use it, but this is like a, for lack of better terms, equal opportunity place where I'm creating community, I'm creating opportunity, and I'm empowering instead of cutting down.
Come on.
You get what I'm saying? Because with that, it's like none of that negative shit over. You don't have to use that fuel. You already had to work hard just to get here.
Exactly.
So I think that, by building opportunity, uplifting, and community are some ways that, like, within ourselves, colorism starts to decease.
Yeah. Building your own table, because I feel like a lot of us too, why are we so pressed to be eating at everybody else's table?
Facts.
We just gotta create our own.
That part.
And that's the thing. People already want what we have. Our music, our food, our clothing, our skin tone, our everything.
Have more and still want what we got.
You get what I'm saying? So
more
it's like,
privilege, but you want what we have.
and then for some reason we want to be in their position. Was like, nah, we could go create our own shit. You get what I'm saying? And then at that point, I can't be mad at you because you put me in this position. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those
Using
things.
that fuel.
Right. But that's what we're
That's my
creating.
only bar.
Oh,
I was waiting. I said, what else is coming?
No,
yeah.
that's it.
That's why I was stunned. I was like, right.
It's
Got
a
it.
one-liner day for me.
Yeah. But shit, we are sitting around the 55-minute mark. This was dope. Did we leave anything out? I don't want to cut this.
Anything y'all about to say? Anything on your mind? Anything that we didn't address in regards to colorism?
This is great.
She's like, this is
We
dope.
love
She's
like, I
that.
want to come back.
Anytime.
Have me. Whenever.
Hey, yo.
Have me.
yo. All right, so I'm not gonna say what
She
I'm gonna say.
swayed to the light skin.
You gonna make that rice?
Shit, I'm gonna clean it.
You gonna watch that? Yo,
Yo, the funny thing is, these people have no idea what we're talking about. Clean your rice, yo.
Clean your rice.
That fact
Wash
shit.
it. I beg.
I just found out that you need to wash your rice like 6 to 8 times.
And did y'all know that there's a difference between a toenail clipper and a nail clipper?
Yeah, it's the curve.
Oh, I thought it was the size. Toenail clippers are bigger.
See, I'm a big nigga, so
All right.
This nigga said Harambe hands. Harambe hands.
whatever,
I am Harambe.
whatever nail clipper you got, it's gonna
Oh
work.
man. So here at the How'd I Get Here
Oh, my
podcast, we do
God.
not discriminate.
Okay.
But
Like
shit.
big hands and small hands.
So hey, yo.
You have tiny hands.
Okay, relax.
Oh.
So
You know what? Everyone always says that. I don't like it.
Well, everyone says I have big hands.
It's like, come on. You know what? That's why I have to do nails. Like, if I'm going somewhere, I have to like get my nails done
Never mind.
because people think I'm a child.
Really?
You don't.
Yeah,
you
like
don't
I just
scream
taught
child.
at UConn. I did their show, and they was like, "You 21? You're 20? You're our age?" I was like, "I am 26."
I was gonna say you
I-
are 21, right?
I graduated like about 6 years ago. I was like,
That's
You
a
don't wanna
compliment,
know
it
though.
we
is a compliment, but
graduated.
I'm like, that's why y'all
We
don't
don't
respect
crack.
me because they think I'm one of them. I'm not one of y'all. I'm an elder.
You could probably
respect me.
you could probably walk inside the school that I work in and they think you're a student.
Probably.
Yeah.
So we always like to finish with our 15 seconds of fame. You get to 15 seconds to talk your shit, drop your plugs, do whatever you want to do, and then we go that way and finish here. Start with
Starts with you, Queen.
All right. So you guys already know who it is. It is a Jovi. My Instagram is Jolie Jovi. JOLI_JOVI. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snap. Don't find me on Snap. And TikTok, Facebook, all above. You can find me on YouTube, but Jovi Simpine. If you ain't know, now you know. Hey, if you ain't know, now you know. Again, if you ain't know, now you know. Again. Now, but thank you guys for having me.
Yo, that was dope.
It was.
You
it
just
sounded
came
a
on
little
my
old
show and showed me out because I be trying to spit bars and them shits.
over here.
They're like the Costco brand that I be spitting. Yours was like the thing.
It was like the modern rap. You know, not everything rhymed, but it made sense.
Not you, the little Uzi.
I rather it make sense. You know? This is dope. Nah, thank you for coming on. This was dope. This was a great, insightful conversation. And dope energy. Like I said, if that energy isn't contagious, y'all wildin'. So my 15 seconds. Ooh, why you look like someone poked your belly button? I said, ooh.
How do
say
you
you
look like
turn
someone
to the
poked your
pills.
belly button?
You
When's
want
the
to
last
find
time
out?
when's the last time someone poked your belly button?
You be like, dang, it's like,
I've
Not her
never
snorting.
I've never seen someone replicate someone else. Like, ooh.
Yo, this is nuts.
Basically, 15 seconds of fame. work on yourself. It's okay to start over. I think I've said this before, but it's okay to start over. It's okay to, scrap the old plan and make a new one. But work on yourself every day. Become 1% better every day. And that's what I got. Happy Tuesday, y'all.
Facts. First of all, Jovi, thank you for coming. This was great. This was dope. I did win that race, by the way. Creative Campus, thank you guys for hosting us and being here and allowing us to do our thing, giving us a home, making it easy, accessible, and great.
A safe space.
Safe haven. My 15 seconds is you owe yourself the love you so freely give to others. Remind yourself that you cannot fail at being yourself.
Okay, Coach Adrian quote.
Come on now, you ain't had to. And with all that saying, this is the best fucking podcast in C-Team. We're here to take over because we are two kids with a mic and we don't know how to ever fucking grow up.
Hey.